Welcome to the office. Let's talk. So, there's a point in every architect's journey when the dream starts to feel like a job. Deadlines pile up, clients push back, you start measuring hours instead of ideas. And the thing that once lit you up starts to feel like something you just have to get through. I've been there more than once. Some days are better than others. But architecture, it's one of those careers where creativity and responsibility are constantly fighting for attention. But staying creative isn't about escaping the work, it's about rediscovering meaning inside of it. When I first started, creativity was effortless. Sketchbooks, model making, staying up late because you wanted to, not because you had to. But somewhere along the way, the process got buried under meetings, RFIs, revisions, emails, phone calls. So whenever that happens, I try to go back to the moment that made me fall in love with design. For me, it was the feeling of shaping space. The first time a hand sketch turned into a real wall, and somebody physically walked through it. I remind myself of why I got into architecture in the first place. I wanted to create spaces that could benefit the community, that somebody could take and use. And that memory still grounds me. So ask yourself, what's your moment? Because that spark, that joy, never really leaves. It just gets covered up by layers of responsibility. You know, a lot of people think that creativity, it only happens when you're free. No budget, no rules. But the truth is, some of the best design comes from limits. I had a professor tell me once, you give me an empty field, I don't know what to do with it. But you give me a property line, a neighbor, a group of trees, sun orientation, now I know where to start. So when a client says, we can't afford that, or the site throws you a problem you didn't expect, that's not the death of creativity, that's the beginning of it. Creativity isn't about doing whatever you want. It's about finding something beautiful within what you're allowed to do. And if you can learn to see those moments as challenges, not frustrations, you'll find that your creativity, it never really went away. It just needed direction. When architecture turns into routine, curiosity is usually the first thing to disappear. You stop asking why and starts just saying, okay. That's when you need to shake things up. Read about something outside of architecture. Watch a documentary on YouTube about shipbuilding. Get your camera, go outside, photograph textures. Or look out your window and study how the light is hitting a leaf. You don't have to be creative in architecture to stay creative in architecture. Let your mind wander. It always finds its way back. And if your day job drains you of creative energy, maybe you need a side outlet that gives it back. For me, it's sketching, creating videos like this, woodworking, working on my cars. For you, it might be a small furniture project, or watercolor sketching, or digital concept work that no one ever sees. These projects aren't distractions, they're oxygen. They're feeding your creativity. Because the truth is, professional architecture doesn't always reward experimentation. But personal work, it reminds you that you still can experiment. Sometimes you have to create something for no reason at all. Just to remind yourself that the joy of making is usually reason enough. Sometimes staying creative isn't about design at all. It's about how you solve problems, how you manage people, how you find peace in the chaos. Creativity isn't just drawing, it's how you think. It's in the way you present an idea, organize your time, or find calm in a client meeting that's going sideways. Once you realize that creativity isn't limited to design tasks, you start to see that you never really lost it. It just changed form. So yes, architecture will feel like work sometimes. But if you can find meaning inside the process, even the dull parts, you'll discover that spark never truly goes out. And it's not something you fix one day and it goes away. I've been doing architecture for 23 years and I still have to remind myself of this. So for you, take a breath. Sketch something that doesn't need a purpose. And remind yourself, this is what you chose. And that's a beautiful thing. All right, that's it. Let's get back to work.